What's up, everybody? So today, I just had to do a video on this. I'm going to tell you guys how I turned $15 on NBA Top Shot into $722 in 1 week, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But before I get into that, I just got to tell you guys my experience, because anybody who has done NBA Top Shot will know what I'm about to tell you. Just the experience. So, and I think it's one of the most fascinating ways to look at just human behavior and market manipulation. And I've never seen it better done than what is done on NBA Top Shot. The way that they kind of reel you in, and then you just can't get out. So let me just explain. So NBA Top Shot, I had heard about it from a lot of my buddies, and I'm like, you know what? Let me give this thing a shot, because a lot of people have talked about it being like similar to Bitcoin and like somewhere between Bitcoin and sports cards, like somewhere in the middle of that. So I was like, I got to check this out. I got to find out what this is all about. So I go and I'm like, all right, I need to get an account, right? So you go to NBA Top Shot, and first thing you can't sign up for an account. So it says that demand's too high. Basically, come back later. What you could do is you could put in an email address. That's I had to like go do a little bit of research, but eventually you could find a place where you put your email address and they send you the the info. So, all right. So they send you an email eventually a couple days later. And by the time you get this email to sign up for an account, you're already pretty interested, because you've waited almost a week to just get an account. So you go in, you get, and my first experience was what is this? There's a marketplace. I think at the time it said the marketplace wasn't available because of high demand. So I'm like, okay, so I can't buy anything. And then there were these packs. And then you click on the packs and they're all sold out. So there's no marketplace and there's no pack. So immediately you're kind of like, well, I'm kind of intrigued, because you're like, well, how do I even buy anything? So eventually I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy anything in the marketplace. I just want to get a pack. So what I did is, I think I learned that there was a drop of these moment packs, and it was going to happen at like 8 p.m. on a Friday. So I made sure I was available 8 p.m. on a Friday. Now I didn't know what was going to happen when the pack dropped. And sure enough, I get there on 8 p.m. and they basically say, sorry, it's not going to be until tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, so now I have to go log in again tomorrow. So now I've spent already a couple hours, researching, putting time into this. And now I'm like, I got to get myself a pack. So I go in, and so what they do is when the pack finally dropped, you get put into a queue, and hopefully, like, let's say that there's 100,000 packs that are getting offered. There could be 200,000 people in line for these packs. And I was lucky enough, at least the first time I tried to buy a pack, I was number 30,000 of 200,000 people in line. There are 100,000 packs. So eventually, the interesting thing is you had to wait, just wait and wait and wait for your turn to buy a pack. So eventually, after a couple of hours, I'm able to buy my pack, and I opened my pack. It was a common pack. It had all common moments. It was like Zion doing a layup. It was two other guys that I'm not familiar with because I'm not a big NBA guy, doing a dunk or something like that. And my initial reaction to opening the pack was, okay, these moments are probably worthless. And so a day or two goes by, and I go, you know what? Let me see if I can sell. So first off, I wasn't able to sell. So that's another thing, is that like every single step in the process, they don't let you do things. So now I want to sell it, but there's no ability to sell. And so now I can't sell it. And so So now, a couple days later, I'm able to finally sell my moments. And I see that the lowest ask on the Zion was like $500. So I go, okay, I'll sell it for 500. Put it up for 500. See if anybody bites. And it sold like that. It was gone in a second. And then there was another moment that I put up. I put it up for like 260 or 200 something, and gone like that. So the interesting thing, I think I sold about $760 worth of moments. Then there's fees that they take out of that. And so I'm like, great. I just turned $15 into $722, after fees and everything. And I'm like, okay, now I need to see if I could take my money out. But the interesting thing is you can't take your money out. You can't. So you go to this Dapper app where the money is, and you click a button, and it basically tells you that you cannot take your money out. So, and I've actually heard that there was somebody that I was watching their video where he has been trying to take his money out since November. And now we are in March, and he still hasn't been able to. And from what I understand, Dapper's was just flooded. They weren't ready for this volume, and there's this whole know your customer, and where they have to get your information for tax purposes, and they can only do so many customers at a time, and so people just can't get their money out. So it's kind of just now I have this $700 kind of locked up in this place. And I'm hoping that, in 3 or 4 months, I'll be able to take the money out. But what is so fascinating about this is that, what it does is it becomes play money. Is now I have $700 and I'm waiting to take the money out. And it becomes a situation where, I could totally understand why people are kind of be like, well, I have all this money. It's play money. I spent $15 to get that those moments, to get that $700. What's the risk in going into the marketplace and spending another $500? Because even if I spend $500, I'm still 200 up, and it's $200 that I can't take out anyway. So why not just play with it, buy some, sell some on the marketplace? But it's really just a fascinating. And it's amazing how often the marketplace is down. It's also interesting that you can only sell one moment at a time. So I sold the Zion, and then I had to wait another 2 hours before another moment was available for me to sell. It's just really just a fascinating. It kind of sucks you into being interested in this. So my thoughts about Top Shot in general, like. I could be wrong, but I just think that it's a ticking time bomb in my eyes. Mainly because, once people can start taking their money out, that could lead to the bubble bursting, because I think a lot of people just have a ton of money in there. They can't take it out, and they're just going, okay, well, I might as well use that money to buy moments while I'm waiting for my money to be taken out. And I think the other big thing is that this really opens up to anything. You could do these NFTs, is what they have been referring to them as. You could do an NFT on anything. And the NFL is going to hop on board with this, MLB. But this could expand to TV shows and movies. I mean, you could buy a one of one Dumb and Dumber moment.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
No, none taken.
One day and like a Casablanca moment, and I mean, it could go on and on and on for who knows. Maybe there'll be a Silver Jackify moment that sells for $10,000 one day. It's just maybe I just don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm 42 and I just don't get why anybody would basically pay. There are moments that are that people are trying to get $50,000, $100,000 for, and all these are video clips of NBA players, making a layup or shooting a 3-pointer in front of no fans. That's what it's like, a 15-second clip from a random game. To me, it's like a ticking time bomb of like, right now, I think a lot of what's leading to it is like fear of missing out. So right now, by the way, guys, if you want to make a little bit of money on the side, like it's basically free money. Like if you can get one of these packs right now, it's free money. I mean, if you could go on, getting a pack is tough because it's just sort of random. You're randomized. But I would recommend going on, like, it's funny because I'm kind of contradicting myself, but the packs, like you put $15 into a pack, you open the packs and then you sell the moments immediately. That's my plan is I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to buy as many packs as I can. I'm going to sell the moments immediately. And then I'm going to work on getting the money and getting the heck out of there. So that's my thoughts on NBA Top Shot. Love to hear what you guys think below. And that's sort of my experience so far. It's very different than, sports cards, in my opinion, because sports cards have been around for so long. Like they have that market. I just don't think people feel these moments have any intrinsic value to them. Like baseball cards have they have a huge intrinsic value to me where I could see myself, never selling them. Whereas, I don't think that a lot of people that have these moments, like really have any connection to them beyond the fact that they think that they'll go up in money. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later. Peace.